In this video, I'm going to discuss a common fault with the Skoda Fabia, where the wipers just won't turn off unless you turn the ignition off. This car came to me, it was a 2015 Skoda Fabia, and like I mentioned, the wipers wouldn't go off. They would work at fast speed, and they'd also work at slow speed, and also intermittent, but they would stay at intermittent when you try and turn them off. So it was a bit of a problem, because even when it's not raining, your wipers are on intermittent. That was the issue. Anyway, I looked at some forums, and it just seemed that it's a common fault, and there was a lot of people complaining what to do. I did come across one video where somebody had this problem, and what they did was took the steering wheel off, so they had to take the airbag off, the squib off, and then both stokes, because they're all one unit, he took them off as well, and then the wiper stoke, he dismantled it and then cleaned the contacts inside. From that, what I gathered was that it is dirty contacts which is causing this problem. Anyway, it seemed a bit long-winded to me, and I thought, surely there must be another way of doing this, an easier way without taking all this apart. And so what I did is, I got some electrical contact cleaner, and I put the wiper stalk down, and it had a little hole at the top, not a hole, but like a square thing, tiny, just enough to get the straw in for the spray of the electrical contact cleaner. I gave it a really good blast, and I kept on moving the stalk up and down while I was giving it a blast as well, hoping that would fix the problem. But it didn't. So my next protocol was, I looked at the diagram for the fuse box, and I found a fuse number 22, which was saying it was for the front and rear wiper system. So this fuse box is actually under the steering wheel. There's a little plastic cover you can take off, and the fuses are there. It's located in the top right hand corner of the fuse box. It's a 7.5 amp fuse. So what I did was, I put the stalk in the off position and waited till the wipers to go into park position, and then I turned the vehicle off. And then I removed that fuse, hoping that, something will change. Maybe the wipers won't even work anymore, because this is the fuse for the wiper system, just to see if they would stop. So when I took that fuse out, I turned the car ignition back on, I put the wipers on, and they were working still, which I found a bit weird. Anyway, when I went through all the functions, they were working at fast. Now they weren't working at slow, but they were working at intermittent, and they would turn off as normal. I told the customer this, and he was quite happy. He didn't want to really buy another stalk and go through the whole process of getting it all ripped apart to replace it. And he goes, yeah, that's fine. And even the rear wiper was still working. It was just a slow speed, the second function on the wiper stalk, that wasn't working. Anyway, what I thought was, let's just put this fuse back in, let's see if the fault comes back. And what happened is, well, I turned the ignition off, turned the wipers off, put the fuse back in, and then everything starts working normal again. And they do turn off. Every single function now works. They work at fast speed, they work at slow speed, they work at intermittent. When you turn them off, they turn off. The rear wiper works. Everything is working fine. So it seems like that fuse, number 22, for the front and rear wiper system, by taking that fuse out, it's reset the system. And there was no function of this on my diagnostic tool to reset the wiper module. So this is actually done that by taking the fuse out. So this, for me, is a much better fix than taking everything apart and cleaning it or replacing the stalk. So that means it's internal communication error rather than a stalk issue. So it was an intermittent fault coming up on the diagnostic as the wiper switch implausible signal intermittent. So it means it just maybe just happened once and then it stayed in the memory, and even while the stroke was okay, it was still acting like it was faulty. So when I've taken the fuse out and then replaced the fuse, everything has reset itself, and that was the fix, and a very quick one as well. So I hope this video helps. I know this is a common fault, and there is a lot of different ways of how to deal with this, but I think this is possibly the best way. Anyway, share this video to anybody else who might want it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to get more tips on how to fix your electrical faults on vehicles easily. I only really post videos which I can't find myself in the way I've done it, so that this is another one of them. Anyway.